Hey, we're gonna go see Fast and Furious. You wanna come? Okay, we'll see you there. I love you. Are the sound stages that were actually used to film the portions of Fast and Furious Supercharged. So, hi. Hey, we're going to Fast and Furious. You want to come? Or you can come back here. Family, family, family.
Vehicle to take that one.
Weird, bro.
I'm pausing it just to mess you guys up. That's all I can. We want to.
Shrek and Donkey Shrek. You know my favorite line in the Shrek universe? Alright guys, go ahead and board across for the final ride for Fast and Furious Supercharged.
Famous studio tour. You do know we still have to do a tour, right? Alright, movies and stuff, bro. It's good to have y'all here. As you board the tram, move all the way down to the right. We're going to try to fill these seats. I don't know if we're going to fill every seat. We're going to try to make sure. Jonathan, how are you? I'm doing well. We'll do. By a show of hands, who here was on or here at the opening of Fast and Furious Supercharged? We have a few there. I see some recognizable faces. Very, very nice, very nice. Here's the thing. I have been a tour guide for 10 years. And I became a tour guide just before Fast and Furious Supercharged was out. So, this is what we're going to do to commemorate.
Well, I can't believe it. We've made it to the end of our tour.
I'm joking. I'm not playing that. But welcome on board, everyone. My name is Tim. I'm going to be your guide today. With us today is our driver, Grant. You're staying on board, Grant? Are you staying on board? Yeah, we're staying on board, Grant. You started the same year. Look at us. It is a Fast and Furious full circle. It's good to have you all here. Does everyone have 3D glasses? You're going to need those for a few things out there. Fast and Furious being one of them. Andy, you want to hop on? Ride or die. One last ride. Now, for those of you who ended up on the left-hand side of the road, just be careful, the gates will be closing here momentarily. Watch your fingers and toes as those come on down. If there are any small children whose feet cannot touch the tram floor, please base them towards the center seat of the row, keeping them safe and sound today. Have your cameras ready. You're going to see some pretty cool stuff out there. But for your safety, keep your arms, legs, head, shoulders, knees, and toes inside the vehicle. Doors are coming to a close. It's good to have you all here. Who's never been here before and they have no idea what's going on right now? A few people are just like, I thought I was just here for the tour. Well, that being said, there is filming happening. They're filming a brand new show called The Burbs with Kiki Palmer, so I'm going to have to be off my microphone. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But wave goodbye, everyone. We're going to come back, change people, everyone.
You can resume breathing.
How's it going, y'all? I cannot tell if those are happy cheers or not. It's good to have you all here. Once again, my name is Tim. I'll be your guide today. With us today is our driver, Grant. We also have a co-host of the world-famous studio tour. You may recognize him from The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon. It's Jimmy Fallon.
Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. We've got the very best guide.
Tim.
And the greatest driver.
Grant.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Tim.
$5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety.
That's right, Jimmy. We do have a few safety rules. First and foremost, if you're in need of assistance of any kind, whether it's a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the vehicle, or if you're having any video or audio issues, please let me know by reaching up and grabbing the red cord. It runs down the center of the ceiling of the car. That is the emergency cord. If you pull on that thing, we'll stop and I'll be back to help you as soon as it is safe for me to do so. Otherwise, for the remainder of our tour today, please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. As a reminder, there's absolutely no smoking whatsoever on the tram. You do want to have your cameras ready, but be aware there will be sudden tram movements, loud sounds, fire effects, and water effects on our experience today. And for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use extended selfie sticks while on board. But enough of the rules. Let's get this tour started. Now, who has taken the tour so many times you could probably do my job up here? Yeah, we have quite a few familiar faces. Who's been here before, but it's been quite a long time since we've been here. Welcome back, very nice. And this is like their second or third tour ever, just like have barely done this. Yeah, we got a few people. Well, whether it's your first time, 101st time, It's going to be a fun time here at the studio tour. On our way down into the studio, though, you're going to see some movie posters here to the right-hand side. These represent a small fraction of the thousands of movies that we've made here since 1914. You might recognize quite a few of these, whether the classics up here or today's action blockbusters a little bit further on down. But none of those movies would have happened if it weren't for one man, our founder, Carl Limley. Good old Uncle Carl, as we call him. He's a gentleman there in the bow tie popping up in your screens. He founded Universal Pictures on the East Coast in 1912, but got tired of the rain and snow, so he moved to sunny Southern California. But in doing so, he also founded his own city on March 15, 1915, almost 110 years ago now. And we're still our own city. We have our own zip code, our own post office. We used to have a DMV, but it was open one day a year, so we got rid of that thing. We also have a fire station there right inside. I see you. They're in the truck. Wave at the firefighters. Wave at them all. Hi. Hey, we're going to go see Fast and Furious. You want to come? Okay, we'll see you there. I love you. We also have a sheriff's station up on City Walk. We have medical facilities, daycare facilities. We have a gym I don't go to. We have 3 Starbucks plus a giant theme park. And it's still getting bigger, y'all. This is Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. It's happening, y'all. And this thing is massive. I don't know about y'all. I get sick on roller coasters. I'm going to ride that thing so much that first week and then never ride it again. I'm going to be so dizzy by the end of it. But even though we have a giant roller coaster and, frankly, a loud theme park happening right here, we still make movies and television shows right next to it, and we have pretty much since the beginning of the theme park 60 years ago. Now, the largest and oldest soundstage on the property is the first one we see, Soundstage 12, directly in front of us, soon to be on your left. It's about 1.4 million cubic feet and about 100 years old. Some pretty famous movie sets have been built in there. Things like Frankenstein's Lab, Dracula's Castle, the mansion in Scarface, even the town of Whoville, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, all inside the same soundstage. Well, that's the largest. The ones in front of us, I consider these to be some of the busiest. There's so much television we've been making on the inside of these sound stages. Now, right now, these are all empty because they just finished 2 different shows over here. The first one is Ted, starring Seth MacFarlane. Hilarious show. Hi, Cindy. Bye, Cindy. Hilarious show with Max Burkle playing a young Johnny. So if you're watching the movies with Mark Wahlberg, it's a prequel set in the 1990s. You can see the first season on Peacock, our streaming service. Second season they just finished a few weeks ago, so they're in the process of cleaning out the sound stages. Right next to them, Soundstage 7 and 8, they just finished season 4 of Hacks with Gene Smart, another hilarious show on HBO Max. You got to check that thing out. They're actually moving their set pieces out so Bel Air can move in. Bel Air is another Peacock original coming back for their 4th and final season. Bel Air is essentially a modernized and mature take of the Fresh Prince. It is so good. Now you see directly in front of us this white building that looks like a parking garage. That's a parking garage. But around the other, no, I'm joking. That is Carl Lemley building. While the first 4 floors are parking, the top 2 are the executive offices of Universal Pictures. Beyond that is just another parking garage. But Soundstage 14 next to it has been home to some of my favorite movies, maybe some of yours as well. Back in 1982, a classic called The Thing with Kurt Russell was in it. Super scary movie, takes place in Antarctica. We don't want to go to Antarctica. We just fill a building full of air conditioning, made it really cold. About 10 years later, though, Steven Spielberg did the exact opposite, built a tropical rainforest in there for Jurassic Park. So any type of set you could imagine, real or fictional, indoor, outdoor, cold, rainy, you could even do another studio's movie in there. You're going to notice throughout the tour, I might be talking about Disney movies, and Warner Brothers, Sony, Paramount. You guys can make a movie in here. Or just have a really expensive birthday party. I don't care, you dude. Think of it as like a giant rental facility, right? But rather than having more events, it's more movies and television shows. Now, I want to point out, you have sound stages at 16 and 17 here, but just behind this are the sound stages that were actually used to film the portions of Fast and Furious Supercharged. So I don't know if you guys do that. It was actually created right here at the Universal lot. These days, we are doing a show called Loot with Maya Rudolph, a hilarious show on Apple Plus, working on season 3. We also recently did a Netflix show called A Man in the Inside with Ted Danson. They filmed inside of sound stages 18 and 19 over here to the right. These are also the same sound stages used by Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, our Best Picture winner last year. Near the end of the movie, when he goes to the White House to meet the president, played by Gary Oldman, the Oval Office was actually a set inside this soundstage. Oddly enough, it's the same Oval Office set used by Veep with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They just changed the pictures on the walls. Before you ever start filming, though, your movie's got to undergo a lot of planning called pre-production. Pre-production also happens here in the lot, usually inside of smaller office spaces, like what's behind Ted, over there to the left-hand side. Now, these small bungalows, they used to be dressing rooms, so for some of Hollywood's biggest stars, like Doris Day, Rock Hudson, Jimmy Stewart, Lucille Ball. But today, they're now office spaces for some of the top writers, directors, and production companies in the business. There's companies you definitely recognize out here, like Illumination Entertainment. They brought us Despicable Me, Minions, Sing Like Pets, Sing, Super Mario Brothers movie. Might be able to see some of their parking space names down there to the left-hand side. Mark Platt's office is out here. He's known for creating musicals, not just for Universal, but all over the place. He produced La La Land for Wicked, but he did for Warner Brothers, but he also did Wicked for Universal and Wicked for Good, the second movie coming out November of this year. That was one of our 2 Best Picture nominees, along with Conclave with Ralph Fiennes. Both of those movies brought home some Oscars. Mark Platt's office is actually visible from the Tram. As we pull forward, take a look down the left-hand side, you'll see MP in a white sign, and then the Wicked globe just next to their window. But probably the single most famous office on the property is number 5195, over the left-hand side, once belonged to Sir Alfred Hitchcock. Director of movies like Psycho, Rear Window, The Birds, among dozens of others you would recognize. He had that office there for about 20 years, the latter part of his career.
My name is Alfred Hitchcock.
Beyond our production bungalows, though, we have even newer sound stages. These are only about 8 years old now. First thing to film in these stages was called Hairspray Live on NBC. It was a live musical with Maddie Valley, Jennifer Hudson, and Ariana Grande, a bunch of other folks that you would recognize. Since then, a lot has filmed in here, but currently it's used by 2 different shows. On one half is Lopez versus Lopez. This is a show starring George Lopez and his real-life daughter, Mayan. And on this half is a new medical comedy called St. Dennis Medical. Stars David Alan Grier and Wendy McLennan Covey. But that's going to be it for the front lot, y'all. We're spending the rest of our tour in the back lot. This is where we do big stuff. Large exterior scenes for our productions at a very, very large scale. And he picked a really cool day to be here. I know there's one reason why he picked today to be here, but we have pretty good access to these movie sets, and they've been closed for a lot of the past 2 months because of filming. These metropolitan sets can be any city in the world you want it to be. For instance, you might know Brownstone Street as Buffalo, New York, in Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey.
Raise the door! I'm in the shower!
Yeah, I see him running down those steps on the right. That's where Bruce lives. And there's some geese out there. Hey, we're going to go see Fast and Furious. You want to come along?
Oh, you're done now.
B-E-A-U.
Now, please don't come along. I'm for any of these things. Now, you might also recognize this as Chicago, as it was used in The Sting with Robert Redford and Paul Newman. Or if you're like me, you recognize it as New York, as it was used in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York with Macaulay Culkin. Kevin climbs up to the tube, goes up to the roof, throws the bricks down. But take a look inside the buildings. You'll notice there's no apartments in it. There's really nothing in there at all. Most of these buildings are just facades. The fronts and the sides of the buildings, and it's our imagination that fills in the rest. It's just a lot easier to film out here than actually film in the cities of New York and Chicago. Just ask Jimmy Fallon. He does the Tonight Show on The Real New York.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City.
Hey! I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
And y'all, there have been thousands of movies and television shows, commercials, and music videos to film in that concrete jungle. But we're going to leave those sets behind, and we're going to take you to a different jungle called Skull Island to see our buddy King Kong. Here's Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson to tell us a little bit more.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up to the edge. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was through the universe and why did we make this Skull Island? It's a great film. Right. This 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just put them in your hand if you're about to return to Skull Island.
I know you're in for an adventure, y'all. Please remain seated, arms and legs of the vehicle, hold on tight to your personal belongings, and feel free to take picture and video, but no flash. The flash doesn't help your photos at all in these rides. It just blinds every single person around it. And also angers the wildlife, and the animals that live in here, they're kind of mean.
The Universal Tram
is King Kong 360 3D. One of the largest and most intense 3D experiences on the planet. Is that cool or is that cool? All right, y'all. Go ahead, take off your 3D glasses, but don't lose them.
Oh, no
They're
way.
extremely expensive. You will need those one more time. Now, don't get soft on me now. Now, that epic battle was produced by director Peter Jackson and created by a company he helped found over in New Zealand called Weta Digital, now known as Weta FX. They've won 7 Academy Awards for visual effects on the movies King Kong, Lord of the Rings trilogy, Disney's The Jungle Book, and Avatar The Way of Water. They know what they're doing. That's just what they won Academy Awards for. They're working every big movie the last 20 years. What they can do is they can, create entire movie scenes in a computer like what we just saw, or take anything that's filmed out here and change it, right? They can extend these roads to be as long as the eye can see. They can make the buildings taller. In fact, one of my personal favorite scenes in Captain America: The First Avenger filmed down here, and it was supposed to be 1940s New York. Right after Steve Rogers becomes a super soldier, he's chasing after a Hydra assassin barefoot, running 30 miles an hour down the road, running from car to car. Well, that chase scene filmed down on New York Street. But there's a building that does not belong in the 1940s that is extremely visible. You're going to see down this first road to the left-hand side. It's a big blue glass skyscraper that doesn't belong in the 1940s. So what they did was they covered it in a green screen and told a visual effects company, hey, can you turn this color green into a construction site so it doesn't look out of place? And that's exactly what they did. And some of the biggest action movies of all time have been filmed down here. Transformers, directed by Michael Bay. The Decepticons aren't blowing up LA, they're blowing up the Metropolitan set. Some of the Fast and Furious movies, like Hobbs and Shaw and Fate of the Furious, also filmed out here as well. Yeah. Ride or die. Now, these movie sets, they look like brick and stone, but they're mostly plastic and fiberglass, and they're painted to look like real brick. And the idea is we do it so well you can't tell the difference. But take a look to the right, and this is a piece of art I definitely want you all to see. This giant mural paying homage to the original monsters of Universal was all done by one man, artist Tristan Eaton.
Thou shalt rise again.
Tristan Eaton is a Los Angeles native who's now worked all over the globe and has a permanent showing in the Museum of Modern Arts. He did that monster mural all himself with nothing but spray paints. The reason why we had that commission is not only because it's a phenomenal piece of art, but it's because everything we see in the studio now only exists really because of those monster movies, especially the earliest ones, like Dracula and Frankenstein, which came out during the Great Depression. During the Great Depression, a lot of movie studios did not survive, and a lot of the ones that did had to make major sacrifices, mainly selling off land. But because of those monsters, we didn't have to sell any of our property, allowing us today to be the largest by far. We are 400 acres of movie studio. That's twice the size of Warner Brothers, and they're the second biggest studio in town. So any other studio, if they need to build something and keep up with the needs of the industry, they need to tear things down. We don't really need to do that. We have some of the biggest and oldest movie sets around, but have some of the newest sound stages in town as well. We have some new ones across this body of water there to the left-hand side. Those are not only new, they're extremely busy. That's where we do The Voice. The Voice is a hit vocal competition show on NBC with one of the coaches of The Voice, Reba McEntire, doing another show over there called Happy Space. That's her sitcom on NBC. Those aren't even the newest we got. We have 8 more, even bigger ones at the far end of the studio. That is where we're doing a brand new show, by the way, called Suits Los Angeles. It just debuted not too long ago on NBC. It's kind of a spin-off of the original Suits. If you check it out, you still have plenty of time to check it out. But rather than take you down to those new sound stages, Grant's going to take us through some of the oldest and most historic movie sets that have ever existed, called Little Europe. Hi. Hey, we're going to Fast and Furious. You want to come? Now, these movie sets, they date back to the silent film era. In fact, about 101 years ago, we made a silent movie out here called The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Lon Chaney Sr., considered to be one of the most impressive silent movies ever done. But in the late 1920s, we made history by making a movie out here called All Quiet on the Western Front. Used this area as both Germany and France. We brought home our first Academy Award for Outstanding Production. That's what they call Best Picture in the 3rd Academy Awards ever held. And this is where we did those iconic monster movies. Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and The Invisible Man, all filmed right here in Little Europe. But as we make our way up the hill, I'm going to guess a few of you might recognize this area not as Europe, but as The Good Place and The Good Place with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
So, here is my honest opinion of The Good Place. Now, please understand, this is an opinion, okay? You don't need to share my opinion. but I got a microphone, so you got to listen to my opinion, okay? The Good Place is the greatest show ever made. It's so good. It's so good. We got a few fans here in car one. Who's a fan of The Good Place? Got a few kind of scattered throughout. Here's what I want y'all to do. I want you to go home right now. No, go home, turn on Netflix, or find somebody who has Netflix, and turn on The Good Place. Even if you don't stick with the show, if you don't like it, it's no big deal. But if you watch 10 minutes of the first episode, you'll see Little Europe on screen, and it'll be really cool to be able to see a location on the studio tour like that. But the more you watch it, you're gonna fall in love. It's hilarious, it's smart, you're gonna laugh, cry, binge watch 4 seasons. It's also created by a genius named Mike Schur. Michael Schur also created Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was a writer-producer for The Office. He started his career writing for Saturday Night Live. So the man knows comedy, the man knows television, and it wasn't canceled. It has considered to be one of the best endings to a television show of all time. Now, movies, though, they're notorious for filming all around the world. The literal Fast and Furious movies are notorious for going to the most exotic locations possible. In fact, the Fast and Furious, I want to say it was Fast 10, that was one of the first movies to film in Cuba after the embargo was lifted. They're just like, oh, it's done? All right, let's go. And they went over and they filmed over there. But sometimes those movies need to come back home, because when you film out in the real world, what are we all doing? We're going to take our phones out. We're going to want to see Vin Diesel doing whatever he's going to be doing. Or you can come back here. Family, family, family. Or you can come back here. You can go inside of a soundstage and no one's going to know what you're doing, right? That happens quite often. Or they use the Metropolitan sets. Maybe they're doing a stunt that's a little bit too dangerous to do in someone's home. That will also happen. But typically, a movie is going to use whatever set is around. It's kind of rare, but it does happen that a movie builds something that we like so much we keep it around. Good example of that is what we're pulling into. Now, please remain seated, arms, legs in the vehicle. This is a set that was built inside the soundstage 35 years ago, and we've kept it around. That's mainly because it was built to be a subway train, or a subway station, I should say, and the trains were our trams. It was a perfect addition to the tour, so that's what we did. We do still rent it out to other productions, but it's kind of rare to have a production in here, at least in comparison to our Metropolitan sets or even Little Europe. This is also a unique set because it has a second floor. Typically, you do not build 2-floor sets because you don't want to carry things up, but there's a street set above us that is directly connected to the subway station. So if you want to go from the street down onto the train, you can do it in one shot. Whoa! Okay, everyone okay? We've been having a lot of earthquakes in this area. It's happened quite often. Okay, yep. There's a long one. Please remain seated. Arms and legs in the vehicle. Hold on to your belongings. We're going to have to ride this thing out, but everything's under control. Except for that'd be the set coming down. Just, oh, great. Hang up. We just survived earthquake, the big one. All right, nice job. Now that is a great example of a practical thing. Things that you can physically do in front of the camera and don't need to use a computer at all. Now y'all, I need to be off my microphone for a little bit because we're filming a new show on Peacock called The Birds with Kiki Palmer on our Colonial trip. So the next location we're going to be is Amity Island. I will be off my microphone for that. But remember, if you need my assistance or red emergency cord that's hanging above your head, give that a pull. I'll be back to help you. Otherwise, remain seated, arms and legs in the vehicle. Let's take a break and head to the nice, quiet beaches of Amity Island. See you in a bit.
A moment of silence. Go, go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1
What? No, I'm good.
George.
Not even the music?
George, you gotta get out.
Get out of the water!
Oh, George.
He had a lot of guts.
George had a lot of guts. Yeah.
There they are.
Ride or die.
We're gonna move behind these explosive containers.
Explosive flammable gas container.
Head to the bridge.
Oh!
Nice.
That's awesome.
Look at the water.
Look at the water. Oh my God.
Driver, move that becomes. You guys know what kind of shark that was?
Great white.
What kind of shark is that?
Yeah, you guys have heard all the jokes, I know.
You got the winner.
This guy's great. Everybody loves this poor guy. High fives all around on the way. What was that set go for, though?
All right, thank you for your patience, everyone. That was Bruce the Shark, good old Bruce the Shark. Rumor has it, now that Fast and Furious is closing, we're going to put Nos on Bruce, and he's just going to... No, we're not. Please don't spread that. Please don't do that. Now, every so often, you need a movie that has rain, sleet, snow, or Sharknado, but you don't want to film and that kind of stuff, so we're going to show you how we create that. We got thunder, we got lightning, big strobe lights above our heads, and now it's time for some rain. I'm going to activate the rain.
It's gonna rain, Amelia.
And just like that, you have a rainy day. Now, we get this rain by using a super high-tech, sophisticated system called sprinklers. That's all it is. As long as the sprinklers are above where the camera sees pointed slightly upwards, it'll fall down naturally rather like a shower head, and it's going to look pretty good on camera. Now, since we're the last tour, and this is a special one, I'm going to turn on all the sprinklers. We rarely ever do this, but I don't care. Let's make it rain. And that didn't do anything. That is lame. I'm so sorry. Where's all the water? I don't get it. Weird. All right. Oops. I broke it. My bad. That's a lot of water. That is okay. Just hold your breath. Don't worry, y'all. Not a flood. About 10,000 gallons of water being released from giant tanks at the top of the hill, just like this scene in Big Fat Liar. Paul Giamatti, Amanda Bynes, and Frankie Nunez. You all know the words.
You can't roll.
You can also see the flood in a couple of music videos. Songs like Balamos by Enrique Iglesias and Judas by Lady Gaga. This part of Old Mexico was Mexico and Nacho Libre starring Jack Black. It's also the Pirate City of Tortuga, Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. So a lot of our favorite movies might use the same exact little set, but either enough time has passed or they change it enough you don't recognize it from one movie to the next. These sets, though, these have been used in more movies than any other set on Earth. A lot of them were silent westerns. We got 6 points. This dates back practically 110 years, and during the silent film era, we make a movie on every single street at the same time. You might recognize this, though, not from a silent western, but from a recent Quentin Tarantino movie called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Leonardo DiCaprio. The movie takes place in Hollywood in 1969, and Leonardo DiCaprio is playing an actor named Rick Dalton. For about 45 minutes of the movie, Rick Dalton is starring in a western, and this was the movie studio of the movie. It looks so cool. I encourage you to check it out, but remember, it's a Tarantino movie. Boy, is it rated R. There's a much more family-friendly movie that was also made here called Saving Mr. Banks with Colin Farrell. That's the Disney movie about them making Mary Poppins. The flashback sequences where Colin Farrell's character is fired from a bank in turn of the century Australia was right here at 6 points. Now, y'all, once we go to the opposite side of these sets, I will again have to be off of my microphone, but this time we're going to be traveling up Steven Spielberg Drive up to the top of the hill, and we're going to be driving by Colonial Street. Colonial Street back in 1989 was used in one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies called The Birds with Carrie Fisher, and there's a brand new television show of the same name starring Keke Palmer filming on the same exact road. We're going to be driving right next to him, so make sure you have your cameras ready. Remain seated, but remember, if you do need my assistance, remember the red emergency cord hanging above your head, give it a pull. I'll be back to help you. I will see you in just a few moments.
Sean traced it. Who wrote that?
We're not going through Jaws. Okay. We're just driving through it. So take pictures.
Tentacle! The shark is not working.
Oh yeah.
Love this guy.
The shark is not working.
The shark is not working. The shark worked well enough. Well enough. I told you. It's in the water emergency route. I have to read it from my grandma. I have to sit. A lot of workers do this. So basically, we're not the final track. Imagine we're not the final track. Oh man, we're technically not the final track. That would be sick. Oh, you used to get it. I get it. This big old tree. Let's take a picture in that tree. Right. That's the tram. Okay. They moved up. That thing is barely 6 hours. So
Oh my god.
no brain rot. They remember that cartoon, House of Mouse? The House of Mouse.
All right, y'all, that's far. Oh, thank you so much for your patience as we pass by the filming The Burbs with Kiki Palmer. Now, we have about 15-20 minutes left of our tour for this winding. A reminder, if you need my assistance, remember the red emergency cord hanging above your heads. As we reach the top of the hill, you're going to see some picture cars from Universal history. I'm going to focus here on the left-hand side. I don't know why, I just kind of feel like it. We have the Flintstones. I absolutely love the Flintstones with John Goodman and Rick Moranis. I never understood the sports car. You still have to push it with your feet. But look at the ones on the right-hand side, on the Fast and Furious. I love the orange Julius. That's the one from 2 Fast and Furious that Tyrese drives that has the ejecto-ceto, and he launches the dude out of the side. But you got to talk about Transformers as well. We got Bumblebee and Blockade. Now, the one around the corner here, it's an old white Ford. Belongs to a lady named Marion Crane. She was unfortunately reported missing recently. Last seen checking into room number 1. Holes, twists and turns. It is an amazing movie. It changed how we go to the movies. In fact, it was pretty commonplace back in 1960 for folks to just go to the movie theater and sit down in the middle of a show and just stick around for the next show and catch whatever they missed. But Alfred Hitchcock forbid movie theaters to allow anybody to sit in Psycho unless they were there before it started, because they said if you missed the first 20 minutes of the movie, none of it's going to make sense. And then pretty much caught on, and now we all sit down before the movie starts. Sit down before the movie starts. Now, this over here is the original Psycho house. Mother's even still there. If you see her upstairs at her bedroom window, give her a wave, a smile, some moisturizer, something. Now, the Psycho house is considered to be one of the most iconic movie sets ever constructed, but in its backyard just so happens to be one of the largest ever constructed. This is the massive 747 crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, a Paramount picture starring Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, and Justin Chatwin. Of all the fake stuff we've seen today, bricks made out of plastic, sharks made out of plastic, that airplane is made out of airplane. That is a real 747, and it was completely destroyed on purpose by the crew for this set. The plane in real life flew perfectly, but all aircraft must be retired. This aircraft flew for a Japanese airline for a number of years, was retired sitting in an aircraft graveyard in the Mojave Desert. But Steven Spielberg wanted this set to be practical, meaning physically in front of the camera. So he had the plane in perfect condition purchased from that aircraft graveyard for just $60,000. Shipping was about $260. They always get you on shipping. But once they got it here, that is when the damage was done. Not only that, they recreated a real neighborhood of a town of New Jersey on the right, destroyed those, grabbed all the junk they no longer wanted out of their own attics and top floors, and they tossed it out of the yard. Millions of dollars spent to make this come to life, and you see the movie less than 5 minutes. Something you can see here along with Steven Spielberg and the movie's production designer, Rick Carter, talking about it.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. Listen, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Got them closed? Robbie, get in.
Who else hates Robbie? I hate Robbie so much. Like, your dad is keeping you alive during an alien invasion, kid. Enough of the angst. Get in the van.
We wanted to be a hero.
And outside of maybe 2 more minutes of footage, that's all you see this set in the movie. But Steven Spielberg knows it's not how long we see something that matters. It's what you see and what it does in your mind. Think of the shark in Jaws. You barely see the shark, mainly because it wasn't working. But what he does show his audience is enough to get your mind thinking about the shark. You see a fin go up and beneath the waves, all of a sudden you're terrified of the entire ocean. At least I was growing up. I watched Jaws one time when I was like 12 and I never touched the ocean again. Still haven't. I can't swim, but that's besides the point. But he continued with that. Think of Jurassic Park. Sometimes it's what you don't see. You don't see the T-Rex coming at first. You hear it. You almost feel it with the shaking of the water on the dash. It's genius sensory filmmaking. He's allowing our minds to already do the heavy lifting. Now, there's a similar style of filmmaking with the tension and suspense coming from Jordan Peele. He's done 3 movies equally terrifying. Here he is to tell you about the set we get a visit from his 3rd movie, Nope.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Planet, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. That is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle?
What was that?
Welcome to the world of no.
It's like we're losing power. Just remain seated, remember. Yeah, nope. Nope. Getting out there.
Nope.
If you haven't seen Nope, you gotta check it out. Watch all 3 of Jordan Peele's movies. Now, y'all, that is gonna conclude our movie studio tour. We're gonna get y'all. Hold on. What? Yes? Yeah. One sec. Go ahead.
What just happened? This is a secure line.
What is going on?
Who are you?
The final boss.
I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on 2 things, sweet cheeks. 1, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And 2, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness.
I'm pausing it just to mess you guys up. That's all I got.
As they come, he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
I'm so tired of you steak guys stepping in just whenever you feel like
Mute him.
Don't mute him.
We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. I'm taking care of this.
All right, everyone. We want to help out the family, keep us safe, so please remain seated, arms and legs in the vehicle. Hold on tight to your personal belongings. Let's see what Roman has to say.
My name is Roman Pierce. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you sharp for a while. Brought you in our secret spot.
All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay. Meet you in there.
Alrighty, well, you heard him. We gotta take this real serious now. Real serious. So please remain seated, arms and legs in the vehicle, no camera flashes. We want to make sure this bad guy, Shaw, can't find us hide in here. Now we're gonna move into this next bay. I don't expect anyone to be here since we're pretty late in the, never mind, massive party. Blend in with the crowd, blend in, blend in. Going for that. Now, don't move the FBI. You're gonna get on a list or something.
What we doing?
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. What other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit.
Lightweight.
First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for? Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Never mind the whole lot in yours.
That's what this guy
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family protects you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Sure, I've traced us. Ops can't hold them forever. Letty, Roman, we're up.
Here we go.
Drive it, move up there.
I'm on the leash. It's all warmed up. I need to go.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
All right, y'all. I know the crew can keep us safe. I want you all to be extra safe. Put on those 3D glasses. Remain seated. Hold on tight. Things will get pretty fast, pretty quick.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn. Okay, guys, it's showtime. Coming them up. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Lenny, hook him up.
Hit it!
You give me the witness, Toretto, and we call it a day! The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Come in there!
Way to go, Lenny. Don't line another missile shot. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Mommy, don't shoot. Head over the bridge. Under construction. Keep the entrance. Ride it down.
That was one of the most outrageous chases of all time. That is the final ride, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear one more thing from the crew.
Everybody, you protected the witness and you can resume breathing.
You know it's crazy out there. You guys ride hard. Respect.
It's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it. They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys look good out there. I'll be welcome to join our crew anytime.
All right, part of the crew, part of the family. That is Fast and Furious Supercharged. No, Be sure to keep up with all the information of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster opening up next year. Follow our website, universalstudioshollywood.com, and our social media accounts at Uni Studios. But that concludes our movie studio tour, and to get you all back at the theme park, thank you all so much for coming out this afternoon to enjoy a movie studio tour and the final Fast and Furious Supercharged ride. Now, if you'd like to become an annual pass holder and aren't already, take your ticket up to the Universal box office, big tall tower in the center of the park. They'll show you how you can extend your ticket into an annual pass and be able to join us here again and again. Also, be sure to check out Fan Fest Nights, brand new event we're doing in April and May. Gives us the best of worlds of fantasy, anime, gaming, and sci-fi all in one location. More detailed information on that also available on our website. We're going to get you back in the studio plaza here in just a moment. In the meantime, sit back, relax, as we listen to some tunes from Universal movies over the years. Oops, I lied. Okay, now we will.
Time to rock and roll. Bring the noise.
What are you having here?
And on behalf of our driver Grant, myself, your tour guide Tim, and everyone here at the studio tour, we hope you have a great rest of your nights. And as we say in the movies, that's a wrap.
Driver, move that vehicle. All team. Love to see it. Okay, now we go. That was cool.
That's crazy. Going directly to Supercharge.